Aloha, everybody. Okay, so it's been a minute since I've been here. Not that long. I was here Monday. So snake diet business. When I was here Monday, I weighed in at 184.4 and was basically stuck at 184.4. That was like the third day. And then on Tuesday, I woke up at 184 even, and yesterday I was 184.4 again. Okay, and then this morning I woke up and I was 183.8 when I got up. And then today was refeed day, so, I split it up like I did last time and had the same thing I had last time, 2 ounces of turkey and a banana. Went on my walk. Today was a non-gym day, so I just went on my walk, came back, ate the rest of the turkey, the other 2 ounces, and then another banana. And and then like 30 minutes later I weighed myself again, and I was up from 183.8 from this morning to 184.4 which mathematically works out because when I refed before my walk, that 2 ounces of turkey and the banana weighed in at right under 6 ounces. Almost 6 ounces, but right under. And of course, the turkey and the banana I ate after my workout weighed the same, right under 6 ounces. So, so I then had that in my belly. So it worked, it makes sense. Because I had, that food in my belly, almost 12 ounces, not quite 12 ounces of food in my belly. So yeah. So I went ahead and used, of course, 184.4 for my picture and what have you. As you can see, I'm going to start back on the keto sticks. Because I just got a fresh shipment in of keto sticks, and today I'm gonna order another shipment because if I'm gonna be using them a lot, I gotta start stocking up on them. Yeah, so I'm in ketosis. So that's good. In my book, all is well. Okay, so the last time I was here was Monday. And I didn't talk about the weekend because I don't remember what I babbled about on Monday, but I remember babbling. Oh, I was talking about the videos I watched and stuff. Anywho, this past weekend, I didn't really struggle. I did have a small slip up. Because like I say, I'm fucking this all up, y'all. I told y'all about roasting the turkey and then I had some of the turkey. Okay, so that basically broke my fast. But what I'm trying to say is not this past weekend, but I was here Monday, did a video for you guys. Then the next day, on Tuesday, there was a party downstairs. As I've mentioned in some of my other videos, I live in a 55 plus apartment complex, right? So it's a lot different than living in a normal family type apartment complex. It's a seniors complex. They do stuff all the time. We have a TV room and a what they call the cafe, which is basically just a big room, and that's where they do all their stuff. Bingo, ice cream social, coffee social, any meetings or whatever takes place in that cafe. And there's like a little kitchenette off of it and what have you. So yeah, so just out, I mean, they'd been planning it for, I think, a couple of weeks to have a party down there just because. And Tuesday was the day of the party. And I had, at the time they told me about it, I was like, yeah, I'll make something, and bring it. There was a sign-up sheet. I signed up, and I told them I'd bring cupcakes. Now, this is what I do, y'all. I cook and I bake. I'm kind of like self-taught, but if I don't mind patting myself on the back for my cooking and my baking, I'm good. And that was part of the problem when I was overweight. It was because I love to eat, I'm good at cooking, I'm good at baking, and those don't recipe for disaster, right? But I told him, I said, oh, I'll bring cupcakes. Okay. So Tuesday, I had to make the cupcakes, and I'm like, crap. And that's like one of my things is I can cook good, I can bake good, but one of my things is, especially since I've started losing weight and trying to fast, and it's so hard for me to cook for people, bake for people, and not taste it to make sure everything's good. It's not too salty, it's not too spicy, it's not too bland. I like to taste my stuff, especially if I'm cooking for other people, if I'm giving it to somebody else. So it's hard. So on Tuesday, broke fast again because after the cupcakes were cooled, I ate one of the, without icing on it and stuff to make sure it was fine. It's fine. And then when I made the icing, because I like to make my icing homemade, when it was ready, I did dip my finger in it to taste it to make sure, because I made like a raspberry frosting, and I was basically frosting's frosting, right? But because I was making a raspberry frosting, I was trying to see if it tastes raspberry raspberry-y. So anyway, yep, fast got broken again that day. But I was still proud of myself because, I got them cupcakes all frosted up and decorated and what have you, and got them downstairs. When I'm downstairs delivering my cupcakes, because in my head I'm already like, I'll deliver my cupcakes. I promise them cupcakes. I'm going to take the cupcakes. I'm not going to stay for the party. I just wasn't in the mood for that. So I took the cupcakes, and I was really surprised at how much participation there was in that dinner. That potluck is what they were calling it, and it was just because there was no reason for it. They just organized a potluck. And a lot of times it's hard to get these people to participate in stuff, but I was shocked at how many people participated, and there was like food out the yin yang. I was like, oh man, I'm glad I'm not staying here. That it would be, and I could probably do it. And I'll tell you why in a minute. But the part that I don't like is every time they do something, any function that involves food or whatever, like every Wednesday they have the ice cream social. Every Wednesday. And like, I don't care. Like, I'll go down there just to aggravate everybody, pick on them, and socialize, and everything. I don't need the ice cream part of it. I don't care. I just like to go down there and aggravate people is basically what I'm doing. picking on people. It's what I do. It's what I enjoy. And they get a kick out of it because, you know, most of the people here are older than me. I stick out like a sore thumb around here. But they enjoy it because I go down there and pick on them and make them laugh and stuff. So they enjoy that. So, of course, when I go down there Tuesday to take my cupcakes, everybody's like, oh, you're going to stay. And I'm like, no, I'm not going to stay. And then you got to lie to them because if I could have stayed at that dinner and just sat down at a table and just, like I say, aggravated people, you know, tease people, make them laugh, socialize, and not be bothered, I probably would have stayed. But I knew it was going to be a headache because it happens every time I go. I don't want to participate. So I'm just sitting there trying to be social, and it's nonstop. Just like, oh, did you eat? Aren't you going to eat? You don't want to eat? Eat a little something. Just, you don't have to have that much. I think there's some a vegetable plate over there, and like, because they're old people, so they're not going to understand when I say, no, I can't even have vegetables, I'm fasting. You know, they're just not going to get it, and it's going to be a big headache for me to try to explain to old people you know, what I'm doing, because of course they're old people, so immediately their mind's going to go to, I'm starving myself. So it's just not worth it to me to have to go through all that, because I've tried to go through it with them, and they don't get it, and then when the next function comes, they do the same shit over again. So I have to go through it every time. So I prefer just not to hang out unless I'm in the mood to go through all that crap, right? So, you know, like I say, a lot of people, tons of food. My eyes were like boing. But, you know, I was just like, no, and I have to lie. I can't just say, no, I don't wanna, because, oh, why? You know, because they want me to be there, right? Because I make them laugh and stuff. So, you know, I have to lie. The only way I can get out of it is lie and say my stomach hurts or something. I'm not feeling well. If I say I don't feel good, my stomach hurts, you know, I have a major headache, whatever, but I don't feel good, then I don't really catch too much flack about going back up to my apartment, right? So that's what I did, and didn't stay for the party. You know, I struggle. I may have mentioned this in other videos, but I struggle. My struggle is weekends and evenings, like around 4 o'clock. You know, 4 or 5 o'clock. It's like I got to put the the boxing gloves on, because that's when the fight starts to not eat. So for me, and I've known this for quite a while, so I don't know why I got myself out of it, but for me, I have the most success when my fridge and my cabinets are basically empty. I mean, I got my stuff to make my snake juice, and that's it. I've got cases of water stacked up over here. So and that's what I have to do, is just empty. And I did that for a long time, and I was successful. But then I get these stupid things in my head, like I said, you know what? I'm going to do 72s, and when I refeed, every time I refeed, I'm just going to refeed on a can of soup. I don't know. So what did I do? I went and bought a bunch of cans of soup. Put them in the cabinet. And I think I bought a few cans of vegetables. And I cannot do that. I don't know why. Really, I don't remember where my head was at when I made that decision. I don't. But I made the decision, had cans of soup in the cabinet, some canned vegetables in the cabinet. And I can't do that. I can't have all that in the cabinet. Okay, so somebody might be thinking, it's cans of soup and cans of vegetables. What is the big fucking deal? Because even though I don't have crap in the house, I don't have chips, cookies, crackers, I don't have shit like that in the house. When that time comes in where I'm struggling every day, if that demon starts winning the fight, I won't hesitate to open, a can of soup. Sometimes I've gave up, went open a can of soup, and I'll sit right there. I don't heat it up, nothing. I'll sit right there with a spoon, right out of the can. So I can't do that anymore. So this past weekend, I didn't talk about it, but this past weekend I purged all that shit. And I had other stuff in the cabinets from. Like I told you, I go to the, what do they call those? I call it food truck. Food pantry trucks, where they give away food. And unfortunately, which makes no sense to me, a lot of times when they give you those boxes of food, yes, they always give you meat. They always give you fresh vegetables. Well, I'm using the word fresh vegetables loosely because a lot of times they're already going bad. But then after your meat and vegetables, they give you junk. They give you chips. They give you bread products. Sometimes it's bread, muffins, bagels, bread stuff. And chips and cereals, and a lot of times it's sugary kids cereal, and so stupid. They shouldn't allow them to hand out crap like that. It should be only things good for you, and the meat, the vegetables, and fruit. Sometimes they give fruit. So, sometimes I'll have stuff in the cabinets that shouldn't be eaten, but I'm not really tempted by. Like, I'm not tempted by rice. I'm not tempted by noodles, things like that. I'm not tempted by all that stuff. But so if I get that at the truck, I just put it in a cabinet and think, if I have company or whatever and I need to make something, I don't know. But I said, no, I'm just purging, going back to my old ways, and I'm going to purge everything out of my fucking refrigerator, my cabinets. So I did that this past weekend, purged everything out. And in that cafe downstairs, there's like these long folding tables that they leave up. And like if you're trying to get rid of anything, knickknacks, anything you want to get rid of, food, canned food, you can throw it down there on those tables. So I just purged everything. The stuff in my fridge that I purged, I threw in the garbage. And then all the canned goods and shit, I took it down to that table and put it on the table. So I'm purged. And it is a relief because I don't have to fight so hard now. When that feeling comes, it was a fight. Starving. I want to eat. Well, just go open a can of soup. No, I'm supposed to be fasting. Just open a can. It's just a can of soup. It's not going to kill you. Just go, so that fight with that demon, there's nothing in there for him to tell me to go eat. So that works better for me. So that's what I'm doing now. And then I started watching, I'm still watching a lot of YouTube. I just go to YouTube and I'll like search for fasting focused lifestyle, snake diet, you know, all this stuff. I've watched all Cole's videos probably 3 times each, right? Some of them more, like, you know. And I normally don't look at other fasting channels, you know, because part of me feels like I'm cheating on Cole. But, I mean, even he admits that he goes to YouTube and, you know, looks at other things. So, sorry about my phone, y'all, but it'll stop in a second. Don't worry, be happy. Anyways, yeah, so there's nothing there. So there's really nothing to fight about with the demon because there's nothing there to fight about. So that works real good for me. So I'm going to continue with that. I'm watching calm down, Debbie. I binge watched Fat Man. I don't know if you guys are familiar with him, but really interesting. See, and I can relate to that because he was like 530 pounds when he started fasting, and you know, he did like a 150-day fast. God bless him. And took off like 200 pounds, I think it was, maybe more, in 150 days. So that's amazing. I enjoyed watching his videos. A lot of his videos were super short, so it's not like 30-minute videos that I had to watch a crap load of 30-minute videos or nothing. A lot of them are super short, but I binge watched them all, and I enjoyed it. I enjoyed watching him. He's super entertaining, super funny. You can, or I can, because I'm good at it, I can watch his videos and listen to him and tell he's a good soul, you know. So I'm enjoying watching him. So I'm all caught up on his videos. So, you know, as he puts them out, I just go watch him because he's on in refeed mode now. I think today might be day 4 of refeed day, 4 or 5, and I enjoyed it a lot. And he was super motivating to me. After I binge watched all his stuff, I was like super motivated, super pumped. I'm like, here this man is, and fasted for 150 days, and your fat ass can't stick to 3. Get with the fucking program. So super motivating. He fasted basically. He's basically doing snake diet. He doesn't call it that. But he takes other things that snake diet doesn't. You know, yeast extract or yeast, and yeah, he doesn't take the potassium. And then he buys his stuff from Dr. Berg or whatever, and like, no. I went and checked that out on Amazon. Mega expensive. No. It's electrolytes. It's like a powder in a like this little tub, and it's powder, and you get the little scoop and put it in water. Mega expensive. No thanks. But that's what he used. Clearly worked for him, so he wasn't just doing plain water fast. You know, he was getting his electrolytes, and I think he was even taking a vitamin pill, and you know, so he's doing his thing. Super inspiring. I like his channel a lot. So I can't wait to see where he goes next and what he does. I actually have, I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to stop this video and load it to my computer so that I can delete it off of here so I can start again, because I can see I'm almost already out of time. I'm at 25 minutes, y'all. Where's time go? So that being said, why don't I just do that? Because I'm at 25 minutes and it's going to kick me off at 27. So I'm going to end this, load it to my computer so that I can delete it off my tablet, and then I'll come back and start again. Don't go nowhere. Be right back. I'm back. And I even did a wardrobe change. Okay, so back to the fasting fat man. Y'all, he got me so fired up. So shout out to the fasting fat man. I'm going to link his channel below in case you haven't seen him. And like I say, I enjoy those channels, you know, like if somebody does snake diet and they have 30 pounds to lose, okay, great, good job. But it's hard, I don't make a connection, I can't make a connection, you know, but when somebody's, yes, I wasn't 530 pounds, but I was 300 pounds, you know, so somebody who has over 100 pounds to lose and they've done it, or they're working their way there and doing a great job at it and whatever, I can, you know, obviously make a connection with that person or YouTube channel or what have you. So I'm enjoying that. There was other channels that I've been trying to watch. You know, I'll watch a couple of videos. If the channel looks interesting, I'll watch a couple of videos, but probably the same way that when people come watch my videos, they're either like, oh, cool, or they're like, ugh, boring, or whatever. It's just they're not making the connection. I did the same thing. I'll find a channel and I'm like, oh, that looks interesting, and then I'll watch a couple of videos and be like, no, because I didn't make a connection. So, you know, I have been watching other things, you know, I don't know if you guys are familiar with Snake Fasting Sam. She lost like 200 pounds in a year. Her transformation is ridiculous. I mean, but I haven't watched all her videos, so that's going to be one I'm going to go and binge watch. And I've been watching, because Cole's been collaborating with other YouTubers, and it just so happens that a couple of the YouTubers I follow, so it's been really cool watching him collaborate with these other people. One of the channels is Primal Edge or something like that. I'm kind of scrolling through here to see if because I feel really bad that I don't remember their channels, but yeah, I don't remember. And then one is some guy that let me go up here and see. And you know, I'll link some of the ones I think were interesting. Okay, the other guy is Elliot Hulse. I follow him. He's not going to be everybody's cup of tea because he's all about the, you know, I don't really know how to say it. Like, men, you know. You know, men, alpha males. But he's you know, using the snake diet, so, you know, I started following him to see how he's doing with it. You can see him, he's fit, but according to him, you know, he has been really overweight. But if you watch his videos, he looks super fit. Yeah, so who else? Of course, I watch all Dan LeBlanc's videos. He doesn't do that many. He now has, I don't know if he changed the name of his channel, because I don't remember it being called this, but it's now called The Man's Journey. So any that he uploads I watch, but like I say, he doesn't really upload that many. Who else? Who else? I don't know. That's really it. There's another one. The Vegetable Police. I just started watching him yesterday, and he's snake diet gung ho all the way, right? So yeah, so those are just some of the ones I've been watching, and like I say, like I tried to watch like some muscle bound dude, Lauer, something like that. I don't know. I'm sorry. Him I don't follow, so but I saw him, and I think he's mega against snake diet and coal and everything, and which is fine, like I'm open to different perspectives and what have you, and that's why I'm looking at all these YouTube videos and stuff, because I want to get different perspectives. But he's more like a big YouTuber, so there's commercials. When he does his videos, he's trying to sell you shit, so like I don't like those kinds. I just like to see Joe Blow from around the corner, kind of like me, that decides, oh, I'm going to do snake diet and I'm going to do a YouTube channel and make videos of my journey, so basically I guess what I'm trying to say is I like channels like mine where people are trying the snake diet, or it doesn't have to be snake diet, any kind of fasting. I mean, I will stay within the fasting realm. So if they're just trying to do a fasting focused lifestyle like the Fasting Fat Man, I'm interested and I want to watch, So now I've been doing a lot of that, a lot of watching, and of course that also keeps me motivated. So now I try to spend more time on YouTube watching a bunch of fasting focused lifestyle videos because it's motivating, so that's what I've been doing. Another thing I think I mentioned when I told you guys that I made that turkey this past weekend, I told you guys that I took the bones and I made a broth. It's called bone broth. Bone broth, whether you're using chicken bones, turkey bones, beef bones, any kind of bone broth is supposed to be super good for you, because you cook it like hours, right? And all those nutrients and whatever that are in the bones comes out into the broth. And so when you drink the broth, you get the benefits of all that. Turkey and chicken are supposed to be better for you than beef, actually, because, well, I read an explanation of why that is, but it's just the type of bones, right? I like beef broth or beef bone broth. I've made it before. It's a little more labor intensive because you got to go buy the bones. You have to find the bones first, and like you're supposed to use the big with the marrow in it. So like I guess the femur of the cow or whatever. I mean, the big ones, and then the butcher cuts it up into chunks like this, and it's got the marrow in it. And then you have to bring them home and you gotta roast them for like an hour. And then after they're roasted really, really good, I mean, you want to get a lot of good color on them because that's where a lot of the flavor comes from. And then the marrow gets all gushy and I'm sure I'm making it sound delicious, huh? Then you take all the roasted bones and you put them in a big stock pot and add water to it. And I think the recipe I have doesn't call for you to put any, no seasoning, no salt, no pepper, nothing. But I don't do it that way, you know. I put everything in there, the bones, the water, I salt the water, I pepper the water. I may or may not, probably do, more often than not, chop up an onion and throw that in there and put some chopped up garlic. And then you just basically bring it to a simmer and let it simmer for literally hours. Like, you know, I will start mine in the morning and let it go all day long. And then I stop it so that I can give it a couple hours to come back to room temp, so that I can then package it however I'm going to package it. If I have mason jars, or with the turkey broth that I made, I luckily had a big gallon pickle jar that I poured the broth into. But yeah, you cook it for hours. If you can cook it, like, start it early in the morning and cook it for like 8 hours, it's going to be awesome. I even had a recipe that after you roast the beef bones, you actually put them in a slow cooker. This is crazy. And you put all your, you know, the water and what seasonings, if you're going to use them and whatnot, in the slow cooker. Turn it on low, I believe. I haven't done it in a long time. I don't remember if it's low or high. Put the lid on, and literally, it was like 2 days that you let it go, right? And it's good. It's good. It just gets every bit of that nutrients and whatever's in the bones, you know, calcium, everything comes out of the bone, comes out of the marrow. The marrow melts and gets into the broth, and it's really good. But as you can see, labor intensive, time consuming. So last time, a couple of times I made bone broth, I've made it on the stove. I did that with the turkey bones. It came out great. So I, you know, of course, you know, with my crazy brain always thinking, I'm like, well, bone broth's really good for you. Maybe I should go off the path of, I mean, I love Snake Diet. I love Cole Robinson. Always will. Snake Diet will always be my main thing. And Cole. Because I'm where I am now because of them. Or because of that channel, because of that group on Facebook, and because of Cole. So, but sometimes you have to experiment, you know, and go off on your own little way and try different things. And so those are the things I think of, you know, like, how can I shake this up a little bit, you know, maybe I need to shake things up and try something different. So that's what I thought of, and, you know, to keep doing the fasting, just like I am right now, but instead of drinking snake juice, do bone broth. So, you know, technically I won't be fasting because bone broth is going to have some calories in it from the bones, you know, from the marrow. So it's like, when I looked online, it's like 100 calories for a cup, right? To me, that doesn't bother me to drink a cup of that a day, or maybe even 2 cups. It's 100 calories a cup. And what I usually do, because it usually comes out so rich, is it don't sound right. I'll pour me a cup of it in my big mug, heat it, then I add a little bit of bottled water to it, because it tastes so rich and what have you, that I add water to it and it still tastes great. So that's what I do. I just put a cup of the broth in there, add some fresh water to it, nuke it up, and it tastes great. And I add extra after I've heated it up in the microwave. Then I go with my pink salt and my potassium, and I add more of that in my mug to help me get my salts in. So if I did that every day, it's 200 calories, which obviously I scrub those calories out every day when I do my workouts and stuff. So I'm telling myself it's not going to be that big a deal, to try that. So just another idea. One of my walking ideas that I come up with when I'm walking. That I'm just playing with that to see if, I might do that. Because again, it gives me my electrolytes. My electrolytes are in it. And it's not like just opening a can of soup, because it's bone broth. Bone broth is so good for you. So again, I'm not good at all the scientifical sides of things, so I try not to talk too much about it, but I have checked it out. It is very good for you. So if you don't even know what bone broth is, or you never heard of it or whatever, just Google bone broth and you can read up on it and see how good it is for you. So just an idea I'm playing with. What else? Really that's it, other than this is a little bit off. But you know me, I talk about everything. That's my channel. It's the Snake Diet channel, but I talk about the diet, exercise, anything to do with all those, emotions, food addiction, and all that stuff. So I'm about ready for a new pair of walking shoes, right? They wear out so fast. When you walk a lot or run a lot or whatever, your shoes wear out really fast. Like, some people think you can walk every day or run every day and wear the same shoes for 2 or 3 years. No. And I think they tell you in miles, like after you've gone a certain amount of miles, you're supposed to replace your shoes. Seeing how this pair is just a cheap ass pair of shoes from Walmart, but I mean, they were decent. I didn't pay $10 for them or nothing. They were decent. And they did their job. They were good walking shoes. But it's getting close time for me to get another pair. And of course, Mr. Cole Robinson swears by those barefoot shoes. It's supposed to be as close as you can get to being barefoot and still have something on your foot. I think the original ones are the ones that the shoe actually has toes in them. I'm sure you've seen them. Yeah, they still have those, but they are some of the other styles have that same concept, to where it's got the wide toe box so that your toes ain't all cramped up in a weird shape, because that's the shape of the shoe. The toe box is wide so your toes can kind of relax and spread out naturally how they're supposed to be. So I've been thinking about that, but I've been researching it, and people are like, oh, most comfortable thing ever, and you're supposed to be able to walk in them, run in them, and then some people are like, oh, you can't just go buy them and jump in and start wearing them on all your workouts. You gotta ease into them, because if you try to just jump in, and you're gonna have pain, because your feet and your legs and whatnot are not used to that. Because most running shoes or walking shoes or whatever are all jacked up a certain way, and all cushioned up inside, and these are like, again, a shoe, but they're so minimalistic that it's like as close as you can get to being barefoot and still have something on your feet. So I've been playing with it, researching it, asking questions. I'm a member of a walking group on Facebook, you know, asking them if they use them and what their experience is, and you get all these different things, of course, opinions. And so I'm still flip-flopping around on that. I don't know what to do. At first I was all gung-ho, yeah, you know, Cole says that's the best and I'm gonna get those, but now I'm scared because, again, you know me, I'm always scared I'm gonna do something and make some decision that's gonna fuck me up and stop me from getting my walk done because I'm gonna hurt myself or whatever. So that's like a nightmare for me. So, you know, I'm still playing around trying to think. So I may not go straight from a regular walking shoe to a minimalistic what they call barefoot shoe. That might be too drastic for, you know. So they have shoes that are a little bit in between. It's not like a regular walking shoe, but it's not like the barefoot minimalist. So it doesn't have it, and it's not like zero drop. Zero drop means it's flat. There's no, you know, like most walking shoes or running shoes have like a bit of a heel to them, right? Zero drop is just flat. It doesn't have any drop. They're just zero drop. They're flat. And they have some that aren't quite that thin, and they a lot of times they're thin too. So like you can kind of like almost being barefoot. Like I guess you could feel the ground, or if that's what I'm being told. And this other girl told me that they have some that aren't quite so minimalistic, like they got a little bit of thickness to them, so it's not so drastic. So I may just go to that middle ground, use those for a while before I completely go to zero drop or the barefoot shoes. But they're supposed to be really good for you. Cole swears by them. A lot of people swear by them. So we'll see. I'm just scared to hurt myself. I have no trouble with my feet. Well, my one foot. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to go in the middle, use that shoe for a while, and then once I'm used to that shoe, then maybe I can switch over to the minimalistic one. Yeah. Another walking thought, right? So, anyways, this is the longest video I've ever made. It's going to take mega long to upload. But another walking thought that I'm having is, you know, like I guess because I'm feeling revived, a little bit more motivated and inspired. Yeah, so I think you know, I've been thinking about my channel, and I don't know that I'll go back to doing an everyday thing. I don't really think I need to do an everyday thing video. But I may not. I don't know. That part I haven't decided if I'm going back to everyday. But I know I want to do different things. I want to, you know, just do it. You know, I don't want to just keep, because it's even getting boring for me now. Just sit in this chair and just run my mouth. So, I mean, like just different things, like maybe make a video of there's no way I could ever make a video of my 5-mile walk. Number one, it takes me an hour and 40 minutes to do that 5-mile walk. So obviously I can't do that. I wouldn't even want to video a mile of it, because when I'm out there, I'm trying to get my walk done. I'm all business, you know. I'm not trying to hold a phone to video myself walking. But what I could do is, you know, like on the weekend when I don't walk, I could go out and video my, you know, my route that I take, which, like I've said before, is just basically round and round like a hamster around my apartment complex, and just, you know, show my route that I take, and it'll show my route. You'll get to see how pretty the area is that I live. You know, if I refeed, you know, show you that. I could have took video the other day, Tuesday, of those cupcakes. Not that y'all want to see the cupcakes. It says we're all trying to fast. But I could have. I could have took video down in that room to show you guys, hey, this is what I have to fight today. You know, just incorporate more stuff. I'm nowhere probably near ready to like take video in the gym of my workouts. It's just nothing. It's just nothing impressive. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could and I might, but it's not going to be anything impressive. I'm not even doing weights. Hang on, guys. Okay, but I'm pretty much done. Sorry, I had to end that video. I meant to pause it and I ended it. So now I got to merge all these videos together. So yes, I'm going to try to incorporate some different stuff. We'll see. But this has been long enough, so I'll carry on. Maybe I'll be back tomorrow. Alright, so I will see you guys later. Keep fasting, stay strong, hang tough. See you when I see ya. Mahalo.